Hey there YouTube, Logan with Hideaway Homestead here, coming to you today from inside the little chicken tractor. I've got my phone just set inside of it to where I can record and have a little bit of chicken and duck TV for y'all. Since we are in the month of June now, and I wanted to do videos on Homestead Employee of the Month, today I'm going to be highlighting more the ducks than the chickens. So I want to talk about why they're such an awesome employee on the farm / homestead. Now these ducks here are not mallard descent ducks, they're Muscovy ducks. So some of the stuff that I'm going to say may not apply to mallard breed ducks, but a lot of it will. So the first thing that I will say that they can do on homesteads is they are excellent pest control. Some of your best birds that really, take out insects, stuff like ticks and other nuisances, would be your guineas. And guineas are great. I love guineas. They've got some pros and cons, but as far as your Muscovy ducks go, I've noticed that they'll eat tons of insects. They're also really good grazers, so they'll do kind of like a little bit of lawn mowing. If you have somewhat of a fire ant issue, which I've got videos talking about fire ants. I think that fire ants, even though they're a huge pest, they can sometimes have their place. I've unintentionally used fire ants to protect certain plants from slugs. Slugs don't care to be around, but that's something about the Muscovy ducks, is they'll eat slugs. So they'll get rid of fire ants, slugs. Even when they're little babies like this, I've pulled this tractor over some fire ant beds, and a lot of people would worry that, oh no, the fire ants are going to, attack and kill the birds. Maybe when they're really, really little, you wouldn't want to do it, but at this age here, I've seen them straight up just walk up, all of them together, to a fire ant bed and just start picking off the fire ants one by one. And I've seen no ill effect so far. I mean, maybe somebody's got some experience with that, so I would just be cautious. I watched them the first time, but the Muscovy ducks ate just nearly all the fire ants. The fire ants moved because they realized they were getting eaten alive. So they're real good at pest control. They can mow to an extent, and they're just, great to move around in tractors. Now, another thing that Muscovy ducks will do that's like work is that they are pretty light on the landscape. So if you needed them to work not in fields but more like in gardens, you wouldn't have to worry about the scratching that chickens do. And it seems like we've got the majority of this video, the chickens are the ones coming over here. I wish we had more of the ducks. Well, here comes one. But anyway, the ducks are the way to go in gardens. You can have them, especially if you have raised garden beds, that would be the best. And you've got, like with the Muscovies, you've got their wings clipped to where they can't be getting up onto the edges of the beds, and they just kind of walk through and handle your pests for you. Another thing is they are excellent at sealing ponds. So I had a little pond in the in the duck coop. I'm gonna move this camera here a little bit. In the duck coop, and they were pretty happy in there. Everything was going great, and I dug out a little pond in an area where it flooded, and they actually sealed the pond. The pond may be in a few of my older videos, but when the pond started to go a little rank because there was just so many ducks, it wasn't near big enough, I filled it in, but they sealed that pond perfectly. It was amazing. It was just a little area of water, not even as big as this coop, I don't guess, maybe a little bit bigger, and it held water the whole time. So super efficient at sealing ponds. I think they do it more with their beaks. Some people may think it's their flat feet packing down the mud, but they put their beak into the mud and push it in, so they're compact. So just kind of the same way that pigs do with their hooves. But that's another thing that they can do. I'll pause the video here and kind of show you some of their handiwork now. All right, outside of the coop now, I'm gonna come over here, and we've got some fertilizer there. That should be pretty self-explanatory. A lot of your homestead animals as far as being, you know, quote unquote employees on the homestead, do really well at fertilizing. Here we got some poop up, and there's Skoda. We're gonna talk about you sometime real soon. We're gonna talk about what a good employee you are, but you're also just a baby girl. So yeah, Skoda's been doing pretty good. She's getting a little rebellious here. She's been growing like crazy. She's been in the pond. She's probably been trying to get with the ducks down there. But anyway, I came out here and I was getting ready to change this out. Got them a new water because they needed it, and have been coming in and pouring water in this for them to clean their sinus cavities out and everything. Now since we got that deeper tray, they're able to do it more with that one. But yeah, ducks handiwork here. Now they pooped a lot here. I've been moving them very frequently. I've been doing it 2 and 3 times a day, just because there's so many in there right now that if I want to keep them in that, I have to move them, because we don't want them getting in filthy conditions. But as you can see, if we go on back, you can see they've been kind of clipping the grass. You know, they'll eat a good bit of it. And any places like here, now this one here has rebuilt. The fire ant bed is rebuilt, but right here is where they took a really hard hit. I mean, the ducks just ate the fire out of them. Pun kind of intended there. And on back here, we go all the way to the first plot that I moved them to, which was right here. No, it was right here. And they've done a good job at keeping grass down and keeping ants down and fertilizing. Back over here is where I first started with the tractors, which of course it's been mowed and everything. But the ducks do a great job at 1, pest control, 2, they're pretty decent grazers. These ducks anyway are kind of like geese in a sense. They don't eat solely grass like geese do. They're a little more of an omnivore, but I don't think they're near as on the bugs and insect side as like your mallard breed ducks. Now, if they have access to an aquatic area, they will eat a lot more bugs and tadpoles and stuff like that. They love eating tadpoles. But yeah, they're an awesome animal to have, to be able to do some work for you. So some of the things that you might do is, if you have ponds to seal, ducks are great. They're a lot easier to handle than pigs, even though pigs will do the same function. So you can do that with mallard breeds or with Muscovies. And they're pretty good grazers. They're pretty light on the landscape. That can kind of apply for both of them. And as far as the fire ant deal goes, I don't know if your mallard breeds will do that or not. The chickens seem to eat a little bit of the fire ants, but more the ducks than anything. And yeah, so you got pest control, pond sealing, and grazing. If there's anything that you've used ducks for to help you along on the homestead, please leave it down in the comments. If you liked the video or found any value in it, please leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. I drop a video like this Monday through Friday every day. I appreciate all y'all watching, and we'll see you in the next one.